Andrew's just given some very good insights there into how we try to master the conversation with our customers and with the people around us. My focus for this 5 minutes or so is going to be on how do we master the conversation that we have with ourselves. Okay, because we have about 60,000 thoughts every day. Some positive, some negative, some conscious thoughts, some unconscious thoughts. And in the way that we actually operate, our thinking creates our feeling and our emotion. And how we intelligently manage our emotion affects our behaviors, such as the communication we have with our customers, and that massively affects then our performance. So just to put that into a bit of perspective, I just wanted to share a bit of data with you. So this is from one of my customers, 141 salespeople of all capability across different roles. And we looked at 10 different facets of the quality of their mind, the quality of their thinking. I don't know if you can guess where perhaps people scored high and people scored low, but what came out of this was the 3 lowest scoring areas were well-being, confidence, and resilience. And that, for me, creates a little bit of a concerning picture because I guess there's 2 questions that come to my mind around that. The first is, well, for those people who aren't performing, and just as an aside, but what sits behind this data is the really high-performing salespeople outscored for confidence and resilience quite significantly the other medium and low performers. So what does that mean that's going on for those medium to low performers in terms of their mental health, in terms of how they're feeling about the pressure, the stress, the anxiety of not performing? And the second question is, well, how do we go about untapping or tapping into the talent, the capability of those medium to low performers? Particularly when we've heard today that the war for talent is really hard. So I'm just going to share with you a few insights, to illustrate that with some of the work I've been doing with one of my coachees, a salesperson. She works for a company called Resi. A couple of the guys are here today. Want me to give a shout out to them. I'm going to change her name to protect her identity, so I'm going to call her Dave, if that's okay with you. A lot of the work that I do with people around these areas is about trying to identify where they are in terms of being fixed or growth in their mindset. And talking to Dave, it was obvious that she was suffering from really low confidence levels. Although she had really good capability, her confidence was really holding her back. So there's a few things that we worked on together. The first one was getting her to take responsibility for her outcomes. Now, with fixed mindset people, one of the traits tends to be that they don't take responsibility when things go wrong. Right? They blame external factors, they blame other things, and they don't look at themselves. The leads were weak. Interestingly, with Dave, what was going on with her was that she was not taking responsibility for the positive outcomes that she was getting. Basically, her confidence was so low, her self-regard was so low, that she couldn't give herself the praise. She couldn't believe it was actually her who was affecting the outcome of the conversation to help her customers and to make a sale. So to help her with that dynamic, we put in place a very simple coaching mechanism, which is 3, 2, 1. You might have seen it when you're reviewing calls. So the first thing is what three positive things came out of the call when she was listening back or when we're doing our coaching sessions. What 3 things did she do well? And that was deliberately focusing on trying to get her comfortable with taking praise and giving herself praise because she was really full of anxiety about that. And that was shaped to try and improve her self-talk so that she became more positive. The 2 things were what 2 things didn't go quite so well. So what she was doing after a call that we were analysing was coming out with this great big long list of all the things she had done wrong. And that was crippling her self-confidence again. So of the 2 things, then what 1 thing was she going to focus on to help her in the next calls that she was going to be doing? So 3, 2, 1. The next thing that we put in place was our resilience sometimes gets eroded by swimming around in all these thoughts about something that's happened that's caused us to not be successful. And so what we worked on there was putting in place a very, very simple process of trying to move on, not to dwell on the issues that have been caused. And you can use a simple anagram for this, AMP. The first thing is accept. Accept the situation that you're in. You can't change it. It's already happened. It's going to become bigger in your head, a bigger problem if you just swim around in it. So accept the situation you're in. The second thing is then move on. Move on into taking action. And the third thing is plan. So I'm a little bit short for time, but just very quickly on that. So in the planning mode, there's 4 questions you can ask yourself. What do I need to do to turn this around? The second question is, how can I have some fun doing it? It helps us massively from a confidence perspective if we can put some humor into things, come up a level and look down on ourselves, and learn to laugh at ourselves. Third question was, what 3 positive things can I take from this experience? Fixed mindset people tend to have a very bad relationship with failure. It becomes a label for them. Growth mindset people, what they actually do is they focus on what's the learnings I can take from this, and what are the different strategies I can now apply to try and get better. And the final question to ask yourselves is, what can I learn from other people that's going to help me not get in this situation again? Fixed mindset people see the success of other people as being a threat. Growth mindset people are open up to that. So there's just a few things there that definitely helped Dave in her situation. The net result of that was, in the last 2 months, she's gone to hitting target and increased her revenue by over 300% in just the 2 months. So I hope that's helped, and I'll pass you over now to James.